Hey students! You know that this week we're talking all about the different places that we go. There's so many different places that we can go to. In a minute, we'll read an informational text about some more of those places. But before we do that, I have 3 new vocabulary words for you. The first word is local. A local place is in your town or community. In this picture, it's showing the local bakery that the kids go to in their town. Can you think of a favorite local beach that you have? There's so many different beaches that we are lucky to have in our town or community. My favorite beach is Macalavena. That's a picture of my favorite local beach. The next word that I'd like to talk about is intelligent. A person who is intelligent is very smart. That's a big word. Let's say that one time together too. Intelligent. This picture shows the student asking an intelligent question about coral reefs. So she's asking a smart question about reefs. What are some things that can help you become more intelligent? The last word I'd like to talk about before we read our story is volunteer. Let's say that once together too. Volunteer. When you volunteer, you offer to do something without getting any money for it. This picture shows the kids volunteering to clean up litter and garbage at the park in their neighborhood. What are some ways that you could volunteer and help out in your neighborhood? Or maybe even just around your house? Volunteer. Now that we know about those words, we can listen for them in the story that we're going to read. All right, now we get to read our informational text. That means we know we'll be reading about real things and real places. I wonder what we're going to find out in this story. Let's read the title together. Field trips. What's a field trip? Let's read on and find out more about what field trips are and where you might go on them. Listen carefully to see if you hear any of the vocabulary words we just learned. When things are safer, you might go on a field trip. A field trip is a special outing to a place in your community, like a zoo or a local museum. You might go on a field trip with your class or with a club or a team. Field trips are a fun way to change your everyday routine. They also help you learn about different places in your community. A state park is an exciting place to visit on a field trip. Our local state park is called Volcanoes National Park. It's a little bit down south. It's very beautiful. In a state park, you can walk through a forest, maybe go boating on a lake, or even go for a hike. The people in charge of state parks are called rangers. That's this guy here. The rangers can teach you about local plants, animals, rocks, and even historical or important buildings. There are many outdoor activities that you can enjoy at a state park. In the picture, I see a lot of responsible and respectful students listening to the ranger teach them things about the park. Neat. Another interesting place you might visit is the fire station. In many communities, people volunteer to fight fires to help keep people in their towns safe. At the firehouse, firefighters will show you their trucks, uniforms, and other equipment. You might even get to sit in a fire truck. So in this picture, I see the firemen showing the students the fire hose squirting water. Whoa, cool. Firefighters cooperate with other workers in the community. Often they work together with police officers. Community helpers share facts that will keep everyone safe. Firefighters also work with animal rescue workers to help save dogs and cats. You will learn how quickly firefighters get ready when someone calls about a fire or emergency. After a tour of the firehouse, you will know what to do if there is a fire or emergency. That would be a fun place to visit and learn about. How do you get your mail every day? What happens to a letter after you drop it in the mailbox? What is a zip code anyway? You can find out the answers to all of these questions and more when you take a field trip to the local post office. During your field trip, you might learn how a small piece of mail gets from one place to another. First, a post office worker weighs the letter or package. Then, the customer pays for the stamps. Next, other workers sort the letters and packages and load them onto trucks. Finally, the carriers deliver the mail to your house. When you're on a field trip, it's important to ask questions. Adults are there to teach you about their jobs. Do you wonder how many post office workers work together to deliver all the mail to your neighborhood? Do you know how much money it costs to send a letter? When you're on field trips, that's your chance to ask all of those questions. Wow, now those were just a couple of different places that you might go on a field trip. If you could pick a place to go on a field trip, what would you choose?